Welcome to my channel. Today's video we are going to study about the topic cascade form realization. Okay, so in the block diagram representation of the continuous time system, there are four different realizations are there. One is direct form 1 realization, direct form 2 realization, cascade form realization, and parallel form realization. So in the previous videos, we solved direct form 1 realization problem and direct form 2 realization problem. So in this video, we are going to solve cascade form and parallel form realization. Okay. So what is mean by cascade form means, so cascade in the cascade form realization, the given transfer function h of s, it can be expressed as a multiplication or the product of single order transfer functions. Okay, so that is, and these each the single order transfer function we have to realize in direct form too. So finally we have to connect in cascade form. So this is said to be the cascade form realization. So you see the transfer function, so so each system is having the transfer function h of s. So that h of s is having either it is a second order equation or third order and so on. So what is mean by order means the highest power of the denominator polynomial. You see, so this equation, so in the previous problem we solved direct form 2 realization. So in this we derived h of s. So in the h of s equation, so you see this is numerator polynomial, this is denominator polynomial. So you see the denominator, the highest power of the denominator polynomial, which one? Third. Okay. So the given system is a third order system. Okay. So third order system. So in this cascade form realization, so this third order system, we are going to split into three single order system. Okay. So h of s, we have to express as a product of h1 into h2 into h3, where h1, h2, h3 is a single order transfer functions. Okay. So we have to realize the h1, h2, h3 individually in direct form 2 method. Okay. And finally, the three diagram we have to connect as per this block diagram. So this connection we are calling it as a cascade form realization. Okay. So you see, this is the first h1 of s. So for the first system, the input x of s is given. So the output of the first system is given as the input to the second system h2. Then the output of the second system is given as the input to the third. So this output is called as the resulting output. So this method we are calling it as a cascade form realization. Okay, so you see one problem. So in this cascade realization, so we are going to solve one problem. Okay, so draw cascade, and so here the for same problem we are going to draw cascade and parallel form realization. So it is a 16-mark question. Okay, so before that, so we have to see the parallel realization also. So what does parallel form realization means? So in this cascade form realization, the h of s can be expressed as a product of h1, h2, h3. Okay, in this parallel form realization, the transfer function h of s, we have to write it as an addition of h1, h2, h3. Okay, so we have to split the h of s using partial fraction expansion method. That is, the third order system can be splitted as an addition of three single order systems. Okay, and the step number 2 is we have to realize the h1 of s in direct form 2, h2 of s, h3 of s in direct form 2, and finally the h1, h2, h3 we have to connect it in parallel. Okay, so as per this diagram we have to connect the three system, means that is said to be the parallel form realization. Okay, so in this method, so this is the different. Cascade means h can be written as h1 into h2 into h3. In parallel form realization, h can be written as a h1 plus h2 plus h3. So in order to split like this, we have to use partial fraction expansion. Okay, so now we are going to solve one problem in both cascade and parallel realization. Okay, So you see, draw cascade and parallel form realization of the system with the transfer function. Okay, with the transfer function h of s equal to 1 by s plus 1 s plus 2. Okay, so here the time domain equation of the system is not given. Directly the transfer function is given. Okay, if time domain equation is given means, so we have to take Laplace transform and we have to convert into transfer function. But here the transfer function is directly given. Okay, so so what is the order of the system? So you see the denominator. So if you are multiplying these two terms, we got s squared. Okay, the highest power of the denominator polynomial is a second order. So this is the second order equation. Okay, so first one we are going to solve it in cascade form. So what is meant by cascade form? So in cascade form, if it is a second order system means the h of s can be written as a multiplication of h1 and h2. Okay, so we have to split this h of s as a product of h1 and h2. So you split this equation as a 1 divided by s plus 1 into 1 divided by s plus 2. So this 1 divided by s plus 1, it is said to be the h1, and 1 divided by s plus 2, it is said to be the h2. Okay, so 1 by s plus 1 is a first order system, and 1 by s plus 2 is also a first order system. So we splitted the second order system into multiplication of two first order systems. Okay, so first step over. What is the next step? This h1 of s and h2 of s, we have to realize in direct form 2 method. Okay, so we have to follow the direct form 2. So what is the method in direct form 2? So h1 of s, you see, the h1 of s, it can be written as, what is transfer function? It's a ratio of output divided by input. So y divided by x. So h1 means, that's why y1 of s divided by x1 of s. It is said to be the h1 of s. Okay, and you multiply the this y1 divided by x1. You multiply w of s and you divide by w of s. Okay, which is equal to, what is the answer? 1 divided by s plus 1. And we have to split from this. We have to split as a 2 equation. So what is the 2 equation? This y divided by w, we have to consider as a equation, this numerator one. Okay, so this is the first equation. So y1 of s divided by w of s equal to 1. And another one is this w divided by x1. You just consider as a 1 divided by denominator. That is w by x1 as a 1 by s plus 1. Okay, these two things. And from this, so this w you multiply, cross multiply here. So from this, y1 of s is equal to w of s. This is the equation number 1. Okay. So output we derive, that is direct form 2 equation means one equation is output in terms of intermediate variable. So we got one equation. What is the another one equation? The highest power of s into intermediate variable equal to function of input and w. Okay. So from this you cross multiply these two. So s plus 1 into w of s equal to x1 of s. Okay, so if you multiply means s into w of s plus w of s equal to x1 of s. Okay, so from this, so s into w of s, you keep this term. So this term you give it to right side. So we got x1 of s minus w of s. This is the equation number 2. So we have to realize the equation number 1 and equation number 2 as a diagram. Okay, so you see, so what is this? This is the first equation. This is the input side equation. This is the output side equation. So in order to draw the direct form 2, already I told, so we have to make 3 points. Okay, so this point is a x of s. This point is a center intermediate variable. This point is a output y. Okay, so first one we have to obtain this equation. So what is this value? S into W of s. So you consider this point as a S into W of s. So this S into W of s is obtained by adding the two terms. What is the first term? X1. So X1 is the external input. So you place only one adder. Okay, adder here. So for this adder, X1 of s is given as the input. Okay, and what is the another one data? Minus W of s. Okay. So we are having this point as a S into W of s. So from S into W of s, how can you obtain W of s? This S into W of s, you give it to one integrator, 1 by s. Okay. So what is the output of this integrator? So S into W of s into 1 by s. So the answer is W of s. Okay. So this W of S you multiply with the scalar value -1. Okay. And this data is given to the adder. So the output of this adder is said to be the S into W of S. Okay. So we derived, we realized this equation. Okay. And what is the next equation? The output Y1 is achieved by, which is equal to simply W of S. So in the diagram, where is the W of S point? This point is a W of S. So this W of S just given as a output Y1. Okay, so this is the direct form 2 diagram of H1 of S. Okay, so similarly, we have to realize H2. So what is H2? 1 by S plus 2. Okay, so you see the H1 and H2. In H1, 1 by S plus 1. In H2, 1 by S plus 2. If the H1 of S diagram is like this, okay, S plus 1 means here the scalar multiplier is -1. So the same diagram. So what is the difference for the H2 of S? Instead of this gain -1, we have to put -2. Okay, so that's all. Okay, instead of the same diagram, we have to put the gain -1, we have to draw the -2. That is the difference. Okay, so as per procedure, how can you solve means the H2 can be expressed as Y divided by, that is H2 means Y divided by X, and you multiply W and you divide W, okay, which is equal to 1 by S plus 2. And this Y divided by W, you take it as a numerator 1, okay, and the Y W divided by X you consider as a 1 by S plus 2. Okay, so similarly, this is one equation. So Y2 equal to W of S, one equation. And if you are cross multiplying, this means S into W of S equal to X2 of S minus 2W of S. Okay. So similarly, we have to realize the equation number 3 and 4 as a diagram. Okay. So in order to draw the diagram, so we have to place 3 points. Okay. This point as a input. So here input is X2. Output is Y2. So this point as a X2 and this point as a Y2 and the center point as a this intermediate value S into W. Okay. So first one, the S into W is obtained by adding two data. So what is the two data? One is X2. Another one is minus 2W. So from S into W, you give it to integrator. So the output of this integrator is W of S. So this W of S you multiply with minus 2. Okay. So this answer added. So the output of this adder is a S into W of S. Okay. So similarly, the output Y2 is nothing but directly W of S. So this is the W of S. Okay. So this is the realization of H2 of S in direct form 2. So separately, individually, the H1 of S and the H2 of S we realized. Okay. So finally, the final diagram. So the cascade diagram means, so we have to connect the H1 of S diagram and H2 of S in cascade. So what is mean by cascade means, first we have to draw the H1 of S diagram. So this is the H1 of S diagram. So the output of the H1 of S is given to the input of the H2 of S diagram. So output of this second system is said to be the resulting output Y of S. Input applied to the first system is said to be the input X of S. Okay. So you have to connect this H1 of S, H2 of S diagram in series. Cascade means series. Okay. So this is the diagram. Okay. So this one is a cascade form realization. Okay. So what are these steps? So the first one is we have to split the given equation H of S as a product of single order system H1 into H2. Okay. Then the H1 of S and the H2 of S you have to realize in direct form 2 individually. Okay. For the H1 of S we have to draw one diagram. For H2 of S we have to draw direct form 2 diagram. And these two diagrams finally we have to connect it in cascade. Okay. So this is the cascade form realization. Okay. And the next one, so we are going to solve the same problem in parallel form realization. Okay. So, you know, in parallel form realization means the H of S, we have to split as a H1 plus H2. Okay. So already I told, no. So in parallel form realization, the given transfer function H of S can be splitted as H1 plus H2. Okay, and so here, so how can you split this 1 divided by S plus 1 into S plus 2? We have to write it in a H1 plus H2. We have to use partial fraction expansion. Okay, so in partial fraction expansion, this H of S can be written as A by S plus 1 plus B divided by S plus 2. So we have to find out the value of A and B. So you know the procedure. So how A value is calculated? The value under A multiplied with H of S at the root value S is equal to -1. So here the S plus 1 cancel. So we got the answer A equal to 2. Similarly, B is calculated as -1. Okay. Next, we have to substitute the value of A and B in this equation number 5. So the H of S can be written as 1 by S plus 1 minus 1 by S plus 2. Okay. So in this 1 by S plus 1, it is a H1 of S. And the minus 1 by S plus 2, it is said to be the H2 of S. Okay. So this is, so the H of S, it can be written as the addition of H1 and H2. Okay. So we got, what is the next step? We have to realize the H1 and H2 in direct form to realization as per the previous method. Okay. So already, so what is H1 of S? 1 by S plus 1. So using the previous method, the same 1 by S plus 1. So we draw the direct form 2 method in the cascade form realization. So you see the diagram is like this. Correct? So here -1. So similarly, H2 of S is equal to -1 by S plus 2. So if you are solving, if you are implementing this one in direct form 2 method means, so we got the diagram like this. Okay, same one. So here in the denominator, the minus, okay, instead of this -1, so here -2 is there. And the numerator -1 is there. So here -1 it is available. Okay, so this is the diagram of H1 of S, and this is the direct form 2 realization of H2 of S. Okay, so what is the next step? These two diagrams we have to connect it in parallel. Okay, so what is parallel? So you draw the first diagram in top. Okay, so you draw the second diagram in bottom. Okay, and these two input, this x1 and x2, so you just connect. Okay, these two inputs are shorted and we are giving only one input, external input x. So this X of S is applied to the first system as well as the second system also. Okay, and finally the output y1 and y2 you have to add using one external adder. Okay, so you place one adder. So for this adder, the y1 you give and y2. So this y1 and y2 you just add in order to produce the output of the system. Okay, so this connection we are calling it as a parallel form realization. Okay, series means the output of the first system is given as a input to the second system. Okay, so output of the second system is a resulting output. In parallel form, two systems are connected parallelly. So the same input we have to apply to each system, and both the outputs are added, and this is the resulting output. Okay, so this one is a parallel form realization. So this is the important question. Okay, the cascade form. So for the same problem, for the same question, so we derived the cascade form realization and parallel form realization. Okay, so these are all the 4 types of realization of the LTI CT systems. Okay, okay. Keep watching my channel. Thank you.